Fear the Blimp. Well, it should be me that's feared, but hey, so this video is a race preview, meaning that I managed to play the race before it actually happened. So what this means is that when you're looking at the time, you have to look at the top right hand corner, where you should display the time in seconds. And if you look at the round counter closely, you have to look at the small number right above the actual round number rather than, you know, the big actual round number that you see. You get what I mean, just focus on one that says race. Regardless, this has been a really difficult race, but I managed to pull it together and managed to get a relatively decent race timing. So we're not going to use any heroes, so don't worry about it. And as for monkey knowledge, it should be doable without any monkey knowledge. So here it is. We're going to start off with a bomb shooter and place it at the bottom right corner as seen below. And we're going to get a 103 bomb shooter and set it to close because you have to. And yes, we're going to send round 25. Do not send any more rounds until you, at the very least, get or rather upgrade your bomb to a 203. Now, up next, get a second bomb shooter, at which point you can send to round 30 and get yourself a 003 first. Once you get a 003 bomb, send to round 32. Why? Because the recoil rewards from round 31 is going to be painful to deal with. Now, once you get your second 203 bomb shooter, go ahead and place down a sub and get a 300 sub first before you send to round 39. There we go. And now that we sent to round 39, we're going to wait until we get $700, sell our bottom bomb shooter, and then upgrade our sub to a 400 followed by a 420. Up next, we're going to get a boomerang. We're going to get a 302 boomerang. And then once we have about $1,000, we're going to sell our bomb shooter for a 402 more glazed boomerang. Now, up next, we are going to place down a spectre. There we go. And we're going to place it in this corner right here. And we're going to get a 130 spectre, or rather get close to it as possible. But the second we can afford a 130 spectre, we're going to send around 45. And as you notice, we didn't send any more rounds until we have $3,500 in cash exactly, at which point I got myself a 104 spec factory. Now, once you get a 104 Spike Factory, immediately upgrade your Spike Factory to a 204 and then quickly get a second Spike Factory, as you see here, that is upgraded to a 204. Up next, you're going to get a Super Monkey, as you can see right here, and place it at the bottom right hand corner, similarly to the bomb shooter. And now we're going to send round 62, we're not going to send round 63 just yet. And we're going to upgrade our Super Monkey to a 030 for the time being. At which point, we're going to sell all of our factory and we're going to get a tech tower when we have enough money. So once it's done, technically you could full send to round 80, but I played it safe and sent to round 70 because I recorded this way too many times and I honestly just didn't want to make another careless stupid mistake. And there we go. This race is mostly done for the most part, and all you need to do is just constantly activate the Super Monkey ability as many times as you want. And speaking of abilities, yes, this race has a 5% ability cooldown rate, which is why you can constantly activate both the Spectre ability and the Super Monkey ability as fast as you can. And speaking of which, please don't forget to activate the Spectre ability as much as you can earlier on. Now, we're going to sell the building on the most left, and we're going to place another 040 Super Monkey right there so that we could use its ability. And of course, by now you should have full sent to round 80. And honestly, that's it for this race. There isn't really much that you could do to speed things up. I didn't use any farms for this race, hence why things are, you know, a bit slower. But hey, this race is still a race. And yeah, now the rest of the game is just about patience and constantly using the monkey, middle path Super Monkey ability. We are going to get a Bloon Master Alchemist, as you can see, which I've just bought. And once you notice that there are no more balloons coming out of the bottom path, you can sell the Super Monkey over here, and then upgrade a BMA. That will allow you to pop the 0 MG pretty quickly, and the last BFB. And the final balloons are just well around 78, so there's no more white class balloons. You can do a little bit faster, but either way, here it is. That's the race. We have a timing of 4 minutes and 22 seconds, 262 seconds.